Why Blue Origin has completely failed. It has been over 2 decades of Blue Origin trying to achieve its mission of sending people to the moon, and to date, it seems to be far from being achieved. Other space companies like SpaceX and Rocket Lab are leading with constant improvements in space technologies and top-notch innovations with many achievements to boast of. But Blue Origin failed. Has it? And if not, why are we not seeing tangible results? If this sounds like part of your concern, then stick around as we bring you up to date with this issue. By the end of this video, you should have known what Blue Origin is and why we think it has completely failed. If you're new here, subscribe to this channel and leave a comment. I've subscribed and I will personally reply to your comment. Blue Origin is a private spaceflight company located in Kent, Washington. It's founded by the outgoing Amazon CEO, Jeff Bezos, in 2000. Its mission is to tap into the unlimited resources and energy in space for the sake of our next generation. It's working to send tourists to space using its reusable suborbital rocket called the New Shepard. But even after having been around for over 2 decades, its achievements do not measure up to the size of the company Blue Origin. This considering that it has been the backing of the richest man on the planet, Jeff Bezos. The only achievement the company prides itself off is the successful launching and landing of its New Shepard rocket. The rocket indeed landed upright on its legs, which is a milestone development. Other than that, nothing great is to be celebrated by this big company. It makes one wonder what might have happened with Blue Origin. Why can't it match up to the speed of execution demonstrated by its close rival SpaceX, owned by Tesla CEO and the second richest man on Earth, Elon Musk? SpaceX has proved to have a high competition advantage over Blue Origin. This considering the successful partnership the company has had with NASA. It has a robust rocket by the name Falcon 9. SpaceX, which is 2 years younger than Blue Origin, boasts of achieving over 100 missions that reach right into space. It's already running space tours for the cost of $55 million per seat. It has well managed to transport NASA's astronauts into space. It is surprising that smaller companies are as well outshining Blue Origin. Rocket Lab, which is not much renowned, is boasting of accomplishing the design of its Electron rocket using cheaper engines that are 3D printed. Already Rocket Lab has achieved over 18 missions and seems to be moving very fast. So why are we saying that Blue Origin has completely failed? You may want to know, right? Well, to start us off, we have Blue Origin's failure to achieve human spaceflight. If you've been a keen follower of the Blue Origin, you probably know that the company developed New Shepard with one major goal in mind, and that is to aid safe and affordable transport of people into space on suborbital missions. These missions, which are simply leisure travels, involve a slightly over 10-minute tour of the space. Here the astronauts experience microgravity, enjoying the view of the planet from high above. In its current design, the New Shepard can only accommodate 6 passengers at once on these missions. Blue Origin has slated to launch a crewed New Shepard flight in 2019, but that has not taken place up to now. Well, we may blame it on the pandemic, but that may not be the biggest reason for the failure. However, it is expected that the company will undertake its first crewed mission this July. And guess who's the main crew? Well, it's none other than the owner of the company, Jeff Bezos. Yes, Jeff is scheduled to tour the space in July 20th suborbital flight through Blue Origin's New Shepard rocket. Jeff is traveling together with his brother, Mark, another unnamed person and a multimillionaire who has reserved a seat for the ride for a whopping $28 million. And it'll be the first human spaceflight mission by Blue Origin after dozens of test flights without people on board. And if the 11-minute suborbital flight by Bezos goes well, then New Shepard could become more attractive to future space tourists. Another drawback facing Blue Origin has been the failure to get the New Glenn off ground. Just to bring you up to date, New Glenn is the heavy liftoff rocket that features a reusable first-stage booster to send satellites into orbit. It's a rival of Tesla's Heavy Falcon and is expected to help Blue Origin achieve missions to the moon, the lower Earth's orbit, and beyond. During the fall of 2017, after taking office as CEO of Blue Origin, Bob Smith was briefed on the state of the New Glenn rocket program. He was tasked to ensure the new rocket is launched in 2020, but to date, this is yet to be achieved. Even though, according to him, 2020 was too ambitious and noted, this is not a 2020 launch program. This is a 2022 program at best.
This year?
So it's targeted for this year. It's October 2nd.
It's getting close.
Yeah. So honestly, we're in the position of where we've actually tapped the brakes a little bit. One thing that may not be obvious to a lot of people hear is that when you go in a safety-critical environment, getting functional readiness is different from verifying something.
Right.
And so verifying that you actually have something that's safe and ready to go is where we are. We're just going through all of our systems and making sure that we actually have all those systems right. We're just going to methodically go through that and make sure that we're only going to fly when we're safe. Again, we're not going to be date-driven. We're going to be driven by when we're ready to go fly.
But Jeff later reaffirmed that they are not compromising anything on the projections and that they must achieve the 2020 projection. But surprisingly to date, we still wonder why the company has failed to meet the timeline. Recently, Blue Origin confirmed a reschedule of the timeline, saying that it's not set to launch until the fourth quarter of 2022 at the earliest. Now that means we still have to exercise patience and that this could probably roll over in 2023. And finally, Blue Origin still lags by failing to send satellites to orbit, even though today the cost of making satellites has gone down than ever before, and that it's easier to make them lighter and more compact than ever before, making it easier to send them into space. It is worrying that Blue Origin is yet to send even a single satellite to space. But now, the company should have tapped into the huge market of institutions or states wishing to install satellites into space. At the same time, its Project Cooper, an internet constellation program which aims to offer affordable internet across the globe, is yet to pick up. Even though it is expected to be launched in 2024, and the company aims to launch over 3,000 satellites by 2026, but that may as well end up delayed if the timeline for development of the New Glenn rocket, which will be used in the launch, is not met. Again, the 3,000 number is still remaining far less compared to the 12,000 Starlink satellites SpaceX is planning to launch. Already, SpaceX has managed to launch over 1,300 Starlink satellites into space. Growing up, Jeff Bezos was fascinated with space exploration. His dream since young has been to see the orbit populated with human beings, trading as we do here on Earth. So we keep wondering why his spaceship company is lagging behind. Will his childhood vision be achieved at one point? Well, we hope by stepping down as Amazon CEO to focus on some of his passions, Jeff will be able to revive Blue Origin. He sure may push the company far. This considering that he's been the pioneer of Amazon and made it the most successful e-commerce store globally. He owns the most prominent media house in the US, the Washington Post. We therefore can't doubt the success of Blue Origin in the future with Jeff's presence in the daily operations at the company. From what we've seen, Blue Origin is far behind its execution timeline. It has failed on several accounts to meet the set timelines, and things seem to be dragging behind even under the new CEO who seems to believe in baby steps. However, we hope now that Jeff Bezos, who has stepped down as the CEO of Amazon, will have enough time to speed things up in their executions. Where do you see Blue Origin in a decade? Let us know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed watching this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to this channel. Remember to turn on all notifications to get all updates whenever we upload them. I'll meet you in the next episode. Goodbye.